Welcome to Overly Opinionated. Rest in peace to fallen kings, queens, and in-betweens.
And free the guys.
Free the gang.
Free the guys for sure. Hey, so this is our second podcast. We going to keep it 100% funky with y'all. We just recorded an episode that y'all would have hated to hear. So we going to try this again. And I'm going to introduce my man's Jordan, since we've heard before that there's not enough perspective. There's a little too much Darian and Savon. So my man Jordan is joining the Overly Opinionated Podcast. Welcome, Jordan.
Man, I'm so glad to be here with y'all boys, man.
Welcome again, actually.
For the second time.
I know Jordan from high school. Always been my dog, and he came over for the first week of football, and Darian was over here. And it was just a real naturally great conversation.
Yeah.
So it felt like this was
great chemistry.
Yeah, it felt like this was going to be real good podcast chemistry. So let's get into it, won't we?
Jordan, you asked a great question in the chat this week.
Yeah. Would you rather be controlling or would you rather be controlled?
And I instantly knew my answer. And I feel like y'all know my answer. Like,
I think all of our answers is the same.
You think so?
I think every single one of our answers would be the same.
Let's hear it. Let's go down the line. Go first.
I want to be controlling.
Yeah, same.
Now, all right. So in a relationship context,
no,
yeah.
Now look, no.
You're controlling as nigga, man.
Look, this is all I want to say. All I want to say is, the reason that I answered that way is because it was posed. The question was posed that way.
Right.
I don't feel like you necessarily need to be either.
I want a little bit of both.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think
want the balance.
I don't think you
Control
have to be
cleaning.
either. But if I had to pick which one I'm going to be for the rest of my life,
Controlling.
damn, ain't it? I mean,
But I mean, who doesn't want to have some sort of, I guess, part in the outcome if you can?
there's some people.
A lot of people.
There's some people.
They're called women.
I'm
joking. But not all women, though.
Leaving it in. Leaving it in.
Hey. You done fucked up already.
But that's such a great question because, like you said, like sometimes I have a switch up, like, man, go ahead and do what you would, like, take charge or whatever. But most of the time, I'd rather do the controlling.
Yeah, of course. And I think that's why it's important to say that the answer is for the question. The answer is for if you had to pick which is your, like, forever. You only get to pick one. Would you rather be? So, and I think it makes sense that it aligns with the thing that we all are more often. Yeah. Like in relationships, we are more of the leader, the alpha. We spend way more time in that decision maker position than we do in the controlled position, for lack of a better term. Well, for continuity, really.
I think people wow, this is a great question. Wow, this is a great topic. I think people take the term controlling or controlled not out of context, but they take it with a negative connotation.
Tell me why. I think there's a reason. But
I mean, there is a valid reason because most people are controlling. They mean it from a negative, you know what I'm saying, context. But control, let's just say, I mean, let's say you in a controlled environment, that doesn't mean that you're in a negative environment. That just means what's going on there is calculated. It's arranged. It's in a space where it's like, all right, it's been set up this way for it to work efficiently. If it needs to work a different way, it can be adjusted.
Organized.
yes.
So, but
That sounds really good, by the way.
yeah, but how we got on this
Let's get into
question was a negative environment. Would you say that? That's the question.
Wait. I want to skip past this not skip past. I want to put a pin in this.
Okay.
For right now, because I think it's important to address like the definitions that we use.
Yeah.
So when you say that controlling the connotation is bad, I agree with you. Mm-hmm. I think there is something to that. I think it's not necessarily all misconstrued. Even if you're in a controlled environment, there is a lack of freedom. Like things are not free to be whatever they need to be. They are they are only free to be the thing that is controlled. Like whatever it is the controller says, that's the only freedom that you have, which is not freedom. And I think that there's a reason that that's not necessarily enticing.
Right.
And I think it's possible. I don't necessarily know how, and we don't have to right now, but I want it to be clear that I realize that dominance can be separated from control.
Yes.
I don't think necessarily control has to be a part of dominance.
Or at least dictatorship.
What would be the difference between a controller and a dictator?
I want to say you choose the controller. A dictator takes over.
Yeah, and then you can to some degree determine how much you give in terms of like how much rope you want to hang yourself with that if you're dealing with a controller. Because at the end of the day, like if you just look at the dynamic of a relationship, most women don't want to be in control anyway. So they go if they find a man suitable enough to lead, then he will lead. At that point, she's really going to give or take the rope that she's going to hang herself with in choosing him to be the controller of the situation. Respectfully.
So would that make a woman more in control than a man?
To some degree they are, because it goes back to what that conversation we had that one day when I was at work. What you do essentially is what you like, and the outcomes that you get are controlled by the reaction to the woman that you are pursuing, dating, seeing, whatever it is that you know what I'm saying, whatever's going on. You're seeking not that validation, but your actions are controlled by what the outcome to what she, you know what I'm saying, what is going on, what she or whatever she see, or whatever she get.
Yeah.
You agree?
The only reason I feel obligated to agree just because it does seem that someone has agency in who their controller is versus a dictator. It does seem like in the sense of the relationship that we're talking about, in a romantic relationship, it does seem that way. But at the same time, I don't necessarily know that, just because I have had difficulty accepting that leaving an abuser isn't as easy as just leaving an abuser.
You have had difficulty accepting that?
Yeah.
I can see that.
I have had difficulty with that, and I have been told regularly that that's not the case. Like it's not as easy as that. And so it's possible that, because in my head, you might not get to choose your controller, is what I've learned by being taught, that you might not be able to just leave your abuser. Like once you find out that someone is controlling, you might not have the ability to change that.
I think
in that sense, wouldn't that be a dictator though?
Okay. I see what you're saying.
You do get to choose your controller to some degree.
This might not be pertinent to the whole thing. This might not be pertinent to this conversation. The dictator versus controller thing don't seem necessarily pertaining to the conversation. So Darian, you can go ahead and ask your initial question.
Yeah. So, because we're speaking about it being negative when we think about controlling, what got us to that question?
Specifically, a situation where I might have came off controlling, or I was. I want to say I was being controlling, not intentionally, but I had a perspective that was controlling, and I was trying to drill it. You know what I'm saying? Get it across. Not whether that person wanted to.
What made you? Wait. This happens sometimes, and I really want to get into this more often. You changed the word that you used.
What?
I feel like there has to be a reason that you changed the terminology.
Yeah, we talking about him.
You said you had a perspective that was controlling, and you were trying to drill it. No, you were trying to change the way that they move.
I wanted to definitely make it a point, but we had this conversation just from the last time. Like I told you, like for me, if I don't feel heard, or if it doesn't seem like a person is really trying to hear what I have to say, it's hard for me to step off of it. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I really just want you to digest it and think about it. You don't have to do it. But hear me out and hear why I'm feeling this way. And if it changes your perspective, cool. If it don't, even cooler. But at least you heard me. That's just my personal opinion on it, though.
No, I think that's natural, though. If people don't hear you.
Because the thing is, like, I told y'all, bro, when we talked about this just in that day on the phone, like, I'm like, bro, to some degree, like, and I'm not going to say all women, but women be defiant as hell. And it's not even defiant from, like, I need you to listen, but it's just like they deflect the shit that you say if it don't sound appealing to them immediately. That's natural.
I don't think that's a woman. I think
that's people, though, too. But in this context, we talking about dealing with a woman.
Yeah.
Are we not?
Yeah.
There we go.
Now, but what they weren't accepting, didn't it sound crazy?
When I think back on it from my perspective,
this is not fair to our listeners. Y'all might as well.
Yeah, we have to
get into it, but don't ask it vaguely. Like, right. You know what's going on, so ask it directly.
A woman wearing whatever she finds sexy out, that may be.
So let's just do it. Let's just do it straight up. Because I would love to get perspectives outside of our own. Is there something that you don't want your woman wearing? Like, is there a way that your woman cannot dress, you know, in your presence or out of your presence?
I'm gonna put it in the context of like a guideline thing. It's like, all right, not you, but there is a such thing as showing too much.
Okay.
There is a such thing as showing too much skin. Now, it's not that it really bothered me, but
so if it didn't bother you, why was it a topic for you?
With that situation and that night?
Yeah.
I will say, you know what, looking back on it, I probably expected her, if she was going to do that, or if that's how she felt like if she felt like getting sexy was it, then I feel like that probably, I couldn't have pictured that being the outfit for her to be the one to be like, this is that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what it was for me.
Answer as honestly as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a part of you that feels like this whole situation is based on you not liking what she was wearing?
A small part. A very small part. And you know what? The way that you asking it, I won't say it's bigger, but yeah, I can probably say more so that than anything. Not that I felt like it was a problem. Not that I felt like it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, she didn't look good. It was just like,
you think this is acceptable?
Why did you wear this? Really, no. If I'm gonna keep it tall, if I'm gonna keep it so tall, because now I'm thinking about this too. When I brought up the fact that I thought like, and I compared, but just looking at what the other females had on that was there that night. You like,
no. I'm just trying to save you here because that sounds kind of crazy.
Do it,
but I have to. I'm
okay. Save me then, because I don't want to sound crazy because it wasn't even that.
I feel like what you meant to say was the people y'all were with. It's not just anybody who's there.
Yeah. That no, you
it's
actually
the people that you were with.
Right.
You said right. You were there.
Right. You absolutely.
You
right.
and her were there, accompanying her friends.
Yes,
her lady friends.
Now, it was two males there too.
Okay, but the ladies that you were with, the ladies in your party, were dressed differently than the lady. What'd you say?
It made more sense to me.
No, seriously,
and not because they was more covered up. That was the thing too. It had more to do with just like, why was this your choice in wearing what you wore?
The actual articles of clothing.
Yes.
So, did she not look good?
That's a long pause. That's a long pause.
No, like,
because when you ask me that question, when I think about like all this shit that I could have like would have wanted to see her in, that would have made me like really be on that. That would have been like, that was the farthest thing from my mind in terms of like.
But Max, did she look good though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did she dress for the
occasion?
The occasion, yeah. So when I say that, not like everyone else.
For the occasion.
For the actual occasion. Going on Mardi Gras. You said it was Mardi Gras.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
She was dressed for the occasion.
Shit, 30-degree Mardi Gras. Hell yeah. Hey, you feel me?
So really,
30 fucking degrees, bro. Yeah, I guess so.
You said she had shorts on.
Hey, Cardi B said, "Hope never gets cold."
Hey, that's her
But
business.
no, but
You had that liquor coat on you. Good.
if she looked good, why were you so against it? Like, really, why was she so against it if she looked good? You said she looked good.
I guess, you know what? Like I said, bro, it was so many other things that I could have just pictured her wearing that would have been so much more appealing to me than that.
Wouldn't that make it only your fault?
Yeah, that's cool.
So, but also, what I don't get,
I'm not saying it's not my fault, and I'm not saying I'm fully aware at this point. Because this is weird, you feel me? This is about a week and a half after the shit.
Yeah.
So I'm fully aware at this point what went wrong was me. Now, what I had trouble trying to figure out was like how I was feeling because it went wrong because of me. Was I like totally out my shit?
Yeah.
Or did I have a right to kind of align with what I knew and what happened to make sense?
Yeah, and I think that's what, like, my curiosity is only that. Like, I'm not here trying to determine like where the situation went bad. I'm actually just trying to determine like what it is, because I feel like we just differ, you and I, after I think 4 different conversations about like the things that we expect out of our relationships, especially when it comes to the things that we want control over in a certain way. I think we just differ, and I'm curious where it is that we differ. So when you say that she had something on that you even just said on a guidelines thing, there is a possibility to show too much. I don't necessarily disagree with that. Like, it's possible.
Facts. Yep.
It's possible. I have yet to see it.
Same.
Everything that my wife puts on, I'm like, yep. And that might just be because she wears nice clothes. But I also have, like, there's, I was talking to some of the homies about this the other day, how I think there's a common trope of men thinking that they don't want their woman to be looked at a certain way out in public. I think that's a common thing. I personally don't have that. I have the exact opposite. Like, I would love for somebody to undress my wife with their eyes, because I get to undress her for real. Like, you wish you were me, and I'm me. And I actually fucks with that. Like, I fucks with her going out there. Not going out there. I prefer her to be in a fucking burqa when I'm not with her. But when I'm with her, like, somebody looking at her, I'm like, yep, and it's mine. Like, yeah, it is like that, and it's mine.
I can't say that was mine though, gang. That wasn't mine.
Ooh,
it was on. It was on. It was on layaway to be mine. I was making payments on it.
that is crazy.
I was trying to go back if I see if I was gonna sign off on that motherfucker.
That's crazy to say.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm being a thawak, because here's the other thing too. Like, you, that's you.
Yeah, very much so.
You see him? That is all you.
That very much so.
So at that point, it's like, of course, I you know what I'm saying? I love everything you gonna put on. But here's the thing for me though too. I will say this. To some degree, and this I won't say it's my fault. I won't say it's nothing other than probably just my outlook on things. And this ain't no knock to her, because I don't even want it to come off that way. But the kind of women I'm used to fucking with wouldn't wear that. And that was outside of my box. And so that's personal to me, for me to look at it that way. And that ain't, like I said, that ain't no knock to her. She can do whatever she want to do. But that's when, for me, I would probably say I realized like she probably wasn't the type of woman that I wanted to fuck with. And that's cool with me.
Yeah, that'll right. That's all right.
2 things I want to comment on that. So with I want my girl to wear whatever she feel comfortable in, and if she feels sexy in it, I want her to wear it.
Same.
If she ain't that confident in it, I'm giving her the confidence to wear it.
Facts.
That's it. So is it possible the women you were fucking with just wasn't comfortable enough with you to wear that?
To wear what she wore,
yes.
Or to wear what they want to wear.
That type
I think that's a real question.
I really want to see what she had on, bro.
Me too.
Because I don't know.
I'm gonna show y'all.
It kind of sounds like,
show y'all right now.
Disgraceful.
We about to,
like, was it
it's not disgraceful. No, it's not disgraceful. But I really want y'all honest opinion.
To wear what she wear. Like, bro, what did she have on?
Right, because it
a
seems
suit with fishnets. Like, what was it, bro?
It seems to be like it seemed to be a big deal what she was wearing. Like, not necessarily that
you
she
said
was,
that shit in the chat.
Yeah.
Because it can't be that.
I was like, I don't know.
It seems like what you didn't like was the actual outfit. Like, the actual outfit was not a good outfit to you.
For Mardi Gras?
Maybe it wasn't for. Maybe that might be it then.
Now,
Maybe that might be
I
it.
think I see what you're saying.
Do you? Just a tad? Maybe. I don't know.
no, but they're friends of them.
Oh my god!
Now, if I said, now let me ask you a question. Now let me ask you a real question.
She crossed the guidelines.
She overstepped the boundary.
You were not tripped up.
I'm not saying I'm not tripping because let me be real with you, bro. When I tell you this, I'm not. I don't want to come. My nigga say mine fucked up.
She wanted the rest of that night.
Bro,
She were SmackDown versus Raw.
Them was Jeff Hardy sleeves.
Now it makes sense
was
why
trying to
you was
get-
so bad. No, I get it. No,
Do you feel me now? And I'm not.
No.
If I'm tripping, tell me, please, bro, because I don't want to.
Hey yo,
So-
hey yo, real quick, bro, real quick.
Bro is over there. He read about this. This is
no,
crazy.
real quick.
I get you
quick.
now. You were not tripping.
Real quick, I'm controlling that outfit. Don't lie.
No,
That's all I'm saying.
You wasn't tripping.
That's all I'm saying,
Now it makes sense now. It makes so much
Because
sense. now.
here's my other point too. Personally, I feel like she looked good enough, and I wanted her to feel confident enough to know like there's something that you could wear that you could feel just as sexy in, and it don't look like that.
I got you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like I said.
So what I wish you would have said was that it was the exact opposite of stylish.
Yeah,
Because so what I see there, like there have been times where my wife put together an outfit and it's just because this is her favorite shit. Like these are her most comfortable shoes, these are her favorite pants in the moment, and this is her favorite jacket.
Right.
Nothing match.
Right.
Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to
Just fix that for me real quick.
not just fix that, but like that would look better with these.
Let me get you together.
This would look better with that.
Right.
Like
So-
if you want to wear these pants, this jacket is the one.
Okay, so let me explain this to y'all. So this to help y'all give some real context to the situation. We have been on a few dates beforehand. So far up until this point on most of these dates, like that was the fourth of four. The other three,
My nigga said fourth or fourth. That is it. Like we threw in the towel.
it was a wrap after that.
You're not disappointing me again.
No, that's so crazy. I really understand you now.
No, I do too.
I
I do
want
too.
y'all because now I really want to hear y'all. Yeah, we about to get to this. So look, 3 of these dates out of the 4, we have basically to some degree matched, and you can kind of expect that when you dating somebody new. Not like you want to color coordinate, but ironic if y'all do, and if y'all do start to do
It's
it
cute
after that.
too.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
It's cute too.
It's a thing.
Like, oh no, I'm fucking with that. We vibe for real.
Right. So there was a lot of that going on. So mind you, she mentioned that this is what we doing. We going up to Cleveland. We about to go hang out. I'm like, all right, cool. So already I'm like, this not really my scene, but I know what to wear in this shit. I'm a stylish nigga. I know what to put on. So I'm just gonna wear, some regular shit. Hoodie, jeans, Timbs. Keep it cool. It's 30 fucking degrees outside. So she has already mentioned to me like she was getting her outfit and ordering her outfit. So I'm like, all right, cool. You piecing this together. I'm gonna figure out what you're gonna wear.
Damn, she bought that.
Oh wow, you on fire today.
No,
You on fire.
I really get your
Slayer.
anger now. It makes it, bro. And then we was over here trying to coach you, and no, you was not tripping.
But I wasn't bugging the fuck out, gang. And that's what led to my ultimate conclusion, which was funny why you said it's a roller coaster, because like I said, I'm trying to make sure I wasn't completely out of line, because the last thing I would want to do is to deal with a woman and her to think I want to be on some shit that's controlling. No, but what I am saying to you is you fine enough, and I think you look good enough that ain't what you got to wear if you want to feel sexy. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Back to my point. She had mentioned she was going to get her outfit. She was getting her outfit, and she wasn't really telling me what she was going to wear. Mm-hmm. Now, she kept asking me about Mardi Gras colors, and I'm like, I really ain't got nothing that's matching specifically, but I can figure something out, which I never ended up finding something that was going to match. But I didn't see her outfit until she got into the car that night. At that point, me being a man and just kind of saying like, you know what, I'm going to let this shit rock. We're going to see how this shit going to go. And you don't belong to me. Mm-hmm. We're not in a relationship.
And even if she did, she probably wouldn't belong to you. Just want to put that out there.
Bingo.
Shit.
So with that being said, I'm like, all right, whatever. We're going to let it rock. I kind of looked at her, you know what I'm saying? Was kind of shocked. I'm like, all right, whatever.
So you didn't express yourself in the moment.
No,
I understand that. I'm not saying that you should have. What I'm saying, I understand that. I was just making sure that
I didn't say a word about anything she had on until we got back to Akron.
Which is a problem.
Probably so.
You gotta compliment something. Like,
no, I'm not saying not like that. No, I
don't think so. I don't think that's necessarily a problem. I understand what he's doing. Like
I'm letting it be an experience.
Yeah, best case scenario, you express yourself in the moment. I think, but I completely understand not doing that. Fourth date, we
here.
This
You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, like
we're already on our way. We're literally. I'm here to pick you up.
At this point too. So, yeah, I'm like, let's go. Let's just get this over with. Because I don't really want to be here. I got to work in the morning. Let's go. Let's get it over with. So, that was that. But I didn't say nothing about it until we got back home. And that was my thing. Well, not back home, but back to Akron. But I'm like, she like, well, what's your problem? I'm like, ain't really no issue. It's just, things happened tonight. Some things transpired tonight that rubbed me the wrong way.
And you meant her fit.
Which, no, it was horrendous though. No. It was horrendous.
Now let me say this too.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
It wasn't just the fit, because it wasn't majorly the fit. What it was there was a situation that happened up there because of the fit.
Right.
And I wasn't present at the time because not in a physical sense,
because
but just
of the fit.
Aware. I wasn't aware of what was going on. I was all on my phone and shit.
Yeah.
So we walking on the street. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Nigga walk by, he definitely looking. But I don't catch it because I'm in my phone. Mm-hmm. She turned around and mentioned it to me, and immediately I took it as she was uncomfortable. Now, the last thing I would want is for you to feel uncomfortable with me, because obviously if I'm the man you with, I want you to feel like you good. But my mind and my wisdom is kicking in and also saying too, like, I mean, did you give the nigga something to look at? Yes, you did.
Yikes.
And to be honest, you can't be mad about the attention that you openly looking for, because you can't say that you're not. Like, yeah,
I think
she can.
So, wait, did she bring it up to you because she was uncomfortable, or like what was her reason?
What she mentioned to me was he was bold as fuck. And I'm like, if he made a gesture or if he did something, that's when I would have took it there. But she didn't say that he did anything. She just said he stared her down. So I'm like, well, why wouldn't he? In my head, I'm like, why wouldn't he?
Right.
But in the head, at the same time, I'm like, why wouldn't he? Both times, motherfucker. Like, why wouldn't he? Yeah, because you look good, but why wouldn't he? Because, yeah, it's something to look at.
So, now that I've seen the fit, there's a couple things I want to say about it.
Dude, you was hilarious.
No,
man.
for
Go
real.
ahead, though.
So, I don't think the problem was, I think it's how you said it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So,
I don't know what you said. What did you say?
There's things you shouldn't wear when you're out with me.
No, I said something along the lines of like, it's a certain way I like you should carry yourself when you with your man, or something like that. Something along them lines, but I can't put an actual finger on it because I ain't gonna guarantee that's what I said. But it's something along those lines.
So again, now knowing where you guys was going, the occasion, all that, she did not dress for that at all.
In your opinion?
No, she didn't.
In your opinion?
No, she dressed for a rave. Like, she was not going to the hookah or Mardi Gras. None of that. So, anyways,
that's a fact, though. I hate that that's a fact, though.
But y'all not. But this is the other thing. I'm glad y'all not got because you found out information that you didn't know, and you was like, well, yeah, nigga, fuck that. so
yeah. Hey, no. Oh, by the way, I want all the listeners to know right now that I thought he was tripping.
Yeah, he thought he was
Jordan
on my ass.
Was tripping until about 6 minutes ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I thought you was tripping, bro.
Now
look,
I thought you hit women.
But this me though, like
bro,
No. This me. I don't know how you navigate in relationships, and there have been plenty of times where I was surprised
to some degree. You know me.
That's not what I'm saying.
Crazy.
I do, but I didn't think. I just thought that you had a certain perspective that I didn't have. There are a lot of people that do relationships in a very different way than I do relationships. And I completely understand that, like, I may think that you tripping, but that means nothing to whether you actually crazy or not.
Right.
But for sure now, Bruv.
What's so funny is he explained it pretty well now that I think about it. It was
Yes,
like, you
he
know how
did.
there's certain things you just don't wear?
Yes, he
Now,
did.
now this is the crazy thing. What did I text y'all when I was in the hookah bar? Because
I don't know when
what
you
was the
in the
first
hookah bar.
message I sent y'all? You remember?
You didn't tell us you was in the hookah bar.
Now
I
I
know,
remember. Now I don't know if this is the first thing, and I don't want to say that in public. So you say what the first thing you said was.
You know what? I'm not gonna say that because it wasn't crazy. It wasn't crazy, but it was one of those questions where you ask somebody.
It was
and they be like,
surprising to me. You remember now, right? It was surprising to me.
Go ahead.
I damn near want to go back and look it up now.
No,
So the first thing that I remember you asking was, has a woman ever fucked up her getting dick that night?
Oh yeah. Yep, that is what I said.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna lie. At the time, the answer was no.
There's no
absolutely
possible
not.
way.
It's
like
not
you
possible.
tripping.
Okay,
Unless
pause.
you tell me and my response was,
Okay, wait.
It's the
He said
man-made
pause. He said
doctor.
pause.
Knowing what y'all know now.
I'm
she
good.
fucked it up.
I'm good.
All right,
I'm
cool,
good, boss.
cool,
I'm
cool.
going home
Go ahead.
easy. I'm going home easy.
No.
KK.
And then when you said,
We going home, boss.
if you picture your girl something sexy, this is not it.
No, I think I
get you
said, have
now.
y'all? I might have said this too though. I think, have y'all ever started to not like somebody when you was with them or some shit like that?
I can't believe, like,
No, you fucked me up on this.
when I think of a fit, that would never pop in my head.
And the fit that popped into my head was like so much. It was exactly what you described, but it was so much better.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's so crazy.
The thing that popped into my head
You see my face?
when you said she wore jean shorts, a t-shirt, and fishnets, it was so much better.
Like, I'm not understanding the problem here. Like
I said, I don't want to shit on her because it ain't even like that. But that was something, like I said, it's like the type of women I fuck with, I ain't gonna lie, they wouldn't have wore that shit. And if they was feeling sexy, that ain't the sexy that I'm looking for.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Oh, so look.
Because I want to see some skin. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to see all that.
So look, I think it is clear that we both agree with you now, right? Like we all agree on the outfit being bad. Sure.
Yes.
Do you feel like you failed her in, like, did y'all show up here separately? Y'all drove separate? You said
No,
you picked
she
her
came
up.
with me.
I think you let her down.
Probably so.
by not saying anything about the fit.
Yeah, I think as soon as you seen it, you should have. But how do you do that?
But that's my thing.
That-
And
that rumors
because
are nice.
this is real shit.
How do
Now,
you do that?
knowing what I know now, she wore that because she was completely comfortable with me. So that was her coming out her shell. If I say something at that point in time, she gonna sew up hard as fuck.
Right.
Yes.
And at that point, whatever possible good I was doing is gonna immediately be bad.
Sure.
So at that point, me holding my tongue was probably the best thing I could have done.
I don't know if that's true.
And then also,
At least until we got home.
I don't know if that's true because again, bro, like
he sound like me. So look, you could have said like, I love what you did here, but for the occasion, this is not it. Like you should try to switch it up, because when you said there's a certain way you dress, I think that was wrong.
Yeah.
You just wasn't a fan of that outfit.
Yeah.
That's all it was. You
Yeah.
wasn't a fan of that outfit.
Yeah.
But you didn't explain that way to us. You
No, I
said
didn't.
there's a certain way you got to dress when you're with me.
But that shit was just like
hey, but when it comes to it's not
the way
inaccurate.
the way I see her, I couldn't see her putting that on.
Bro, that's not inaccurate. Like again, like I am totally okay with my wife going out not matching if she doesn't care. Like if she does, there have been times where we're going to the gas station for like just some quick soft drinks or something like that, right? She's putting on whatever. Like she's probably wearing slides, probably wearing a hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in the moments where like you don't care not to match, I understand that. I'm not even gonna bring it up.
Right.
But if we're going out, like we're going like out, and we're going to see people,
Yes.
and she puts on, comfort clothes, I want you to be comfortable. But I also want to I want to know for sure that you don't care.
Because if you do, let me tell you something.
No, for real.
No, for real shit.
Because if
That's
you
real
care,
shit.
because if you care to not look like you going to the gas station for some soft drinks, I have to let you know that you look like you going to the gas station for some soft drinks.
Respectfully.
No, I'm being dead serious.
No, he has an absolute point.
But my thing is, when I seen the picture, she didn't care.
All right,
No, for real.
You have crossed over the line.
No,
just
we-
bashing
no,
her.
It's
we-
flaming.
Like you are
Like,
just
no,
bashing.
bro, you
Bro,
gotta chill.
no.
Man. You gotta chill.
I'm sorry.
Because you flaming this shit up.
Don't say all due respect.
I was not, I'm
just
sorry.
to disrespect her.
I just, like you said, I was really not expecting that at all.
Do you think I was?
Nah.
And then based off because to me, here's the other thing too, bro. We've been on other dates.
Mm-hmm.
right,
If you
right. I
dressed
think that's a
like
big deal.
that on any other date, then we wouldn't have made it this far.
Fact.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That's
No,
tough.
not even being funny, just being real. Like I'd have been like, oh, she
Yeah,
cool,
because
but
you're
I'm
not
cool.
invested yet. Like you don't have reason
It's
to
easy to
correct
walk
this
away.
yet.
You know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like me seeing that, I was surprised, but I was just like, all right, you doing you. Like I'm not one to keep a person from doing them, bro. I'm not because I always try to be authentically myself. So if that's you, that's you. But I don't have to be okay with that. I don't have to like it either. So it's like if I wore something crazy, I would want a motherfucker to tell me like, yeah, you probably shouldn't wear that, nigga. But that's at the same time too. She was way more comfortable with me than I was with her, which led to her wearing that. That's her business, though. You know
I don't
what
know. I don't know.
I just think
I don't
you
know
just
about
don't
that.
like the fit.
I didn't.
That's the only problem.
Okay,
is
cool. I
So
didn't.
you don't have a problem with her dressing sexy. It's just you have to like the sexiness she's bringing.
No. That's not necessarily true.
Because it's the
earlier
other
he
thing.
said-
She didn't want me to tell her that I didn't like the fit.
Earlier-
she liked it.
Earlier, he did say that there is a such thing as too much.
That's
Was-
too much, gang.
Oh, that was too much?
That's too much.
Too much skin
That's
for
too
you?
much. No, it's not. That wasn't even that was too much skin. That outfit as a whole is too.
No,
fucking
the
much.
outfit was ugly.
The outfit as a whole is too much, nigga. It's too much.
Too much what?
Bullshit. If you ask me.
No.
Look, we flaming her again.
No, or
y'all
no,
crazy.
Listen,
y'all
or-
really
no,
crazy.
I'm sorry. Listen, or your guidelines, bro.
No, but he just want me to be specific to what it like.
or
what
your
is too much of.
guidelines. Did she show too much skin?
I would have preferred her to wear something better or sexier, bro. That's all.
You expressed that there's a certain type of way you dress, and you was
For it to be
expressing
sexy, bro, to a woman?
you made it seem like she was sexy, and you didn't like her showing all that sexiness.
No, I don't know. We may have interpreted
That was probably
something
sexy
that
to somebody else.
We may have interpreted what he was saying differently than he was saying it. Because I think there was a moment of him saying pretty explicitly that like it's just not that.
I did
Like,
say
just
that.
not-
I know for a fact I said that.
Yes, you did say that.
But I don't want it to pass us that you were saying that there is too much skin. Like there is a such thing as showing too much skin.
I'm gonna go on record and I'm gonna openly say this. If I'm dealing with a woman, I want her to look good as possible. But we'll just use a skirt as a benchmark here.
Okay.
No, your ass cheeks is not finna be out, and I'm fucking with you.
Okay.
I don't care.
Yeah.
And
Devil's
that's
advocate over here.
respectfully. You feel me?
Hey.
That's respectfully for you and respectfully towards
Yeah,
me.
that's your preference.
Listen,
That-
devil's advocate
yeah.
over here. So she's just not allowed to wear bikinis at the beach.
That's not what he's talking
This
about.
nigga, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Nah, you
That's
just
too much
saying
skin, though,
shit.
right?
Did I say that, nigga? Why wouldn't
You
she
said
wear
a skirt
I'm gonna
that's
tell the
showing your
bitch.
ass
Listen,
cheek.
I'm gonna tell her
But
wear.
that's
I'm gonna
skirt,
tell her wear
though.
the
Like,
fucking
a skirt
scuba
is
suit,
expected to cover like all of those parts. Like you're not expected to be covered at the beach.
bro. I'm not telling the
Like,
bitch
you don't
to
see the
wear-
difference
She
between a
doesn't
skirt
need a
and a
scuba
bikini?
suit. She doesn't.
You don't
need a
have to
scuba
show your
suit.
ass at the beach. There's shorts you can swim in.
Bro, you taking this too literal.
No, I'm just
you
like
taking this too literal. You are. You are. You taking it way too
Yeah,
literal.
what do we gain from this?
Like, bro, listen
I'm
to
just
me.
doing more
I just wanna
you,
know-
you got a fiance,
I wanna,
right?
yeah,
Let
I
me
want to know
doing
your
more acting
threshold.
now.
That's it.
listen to. Okay, cool.
That's
I'm gonna
not
give it
how
to
you do it.
Look, let me ask you a question. You got a fiance. Mm-hmm. Is you gonna let her wear a skirt with her ass out?
If that is
Yes
what-
or no? Don't tell me.
it's not my choice. I'm gonna tell her if I'm comfortable with it
Are
or
you
not.
gonna be? So you would rather be controlled?
Oh, that's crazy.
No, I'm talking.
Oh, that's crazy. That's
I
crazy.
I'm
don't
talking
know.
shit. I'm
No,
talking shit.
that's crazy. Oh, so you a bitch?
I'm gonna hit her and tell her to take it off. Like,
No, but what I'm saying is like, you like, and you're gonna say, all right, you gonna just let her walk, like not let her, but you like she's gonna walk. Y'all getting ready to leave, and you gonna be like, wait a minute, you're not gonna say nothing. You're not gonna be like, you think,
Right. No, now look, I agree. Like that
It
would
ain't saying like you gotta go change now, but it's like you ain't gonna ask her like.
I think there's a reason that you use that benchmark though. There is an expectation of this particular aspect of your body to be covered. But
yeah.
if we're talking about like those sheer dresses that we've been seeing a lot.
Fire.
If we're talking about like not wearing a bra under a semi see-through in the right light shirt or something like that, I think those are different.
I think that's a conversation.
Than a skirt.
I feel like that's a conversation to be had.
Now, you think that it's a conversation. To me, yes. To me, just yes. Like, when it comes to the skirt, and this might be inconsistent, but it just feels different to me.
That's
Like
cool.
like shorts. Like my wife has those dolphin shorts. You know what those are? Like the ones that got the split on the side. You can wear those anywhere. Like I'm okay with her wearing those anywhere. And yes, like things are a showing. I'm down with that. Like it doesn't bother me at all. But if it was a skirt that was into, like, you know what I mean? Like I would feel differently about it.
Now, because we're still on the topic of trolling. Now, remember you said a woman, I don't want to say has a curfew, but is not going to be out all night.
Okay, so you want me to dive into that? All right, so look. This didn't apply to me and her because that's not my woman. She don't belong to me. I'm single as hell.
And even if she was your woman, she probably wouldn't belong to you.
Bingo. That part. We need to put a big ass star next to that. My personal opinion is this: if I'm in a relationship with somebody, whether we live together or not, I'm not saying you got to be in the house at a certain time, because I can't guarantee that I might be in the house at a certain time. People get busy, people have lives, and then we have friends. You hang out.
Yep.
But after a certain hour, the question seems to me to be posed like, what the fuck is you still doing out?
Enjoying their time.
That's cool. But what exactly are you doing, though? It may be, before you say something, I want to be very clear, and I'm going to get this out before
Control
you can even.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it ain't about that. I won't say insecure, but I might be triggered by feeling this way. Because here's my perspective on it fully. Like, when you go out to the club as a single person, you're going to have a good time. But that time normally going to end. The way that time ends, and to make sure you had a good time, it ends about one or two ways. Being fair. And then naturally, too, you going to see who the fuck is outside. Because you outside. If you out past a certain hour, you're looking for something, I would think.
Nah.
But like I said, I might be triggered for thinking like that. I might be flawed as hell. I'm cool with that. And in my experience, motherfuckers, because here's the other thing too. Y'all brought up like the age thing, and you like, well, what was you doing at 24? Yeah, at 24, if I was out till 4 or 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, which I was drunk as hell, I was trying to fuck something. Or I was trying to see who I could talk to and eventually end up fucking something if I could, finesse it. But to me, in my mind and how life and how it worked, bro, you're either going to end up in a situation you really don't need to be in if you're dealing with somebody and you out that late, or you're looking for a situation you're not supposed to be in. And that's just my experience. Now, I could be wrong, but that's how I view it.
So, when you said even if y'all don't live together, like, there's still like...
I'm not saying I'm checking and see what the fuck you're doing. But the question, eventually, if I haven't heard from you, and the last time I seen you was 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, you was with these hoes.
Yeah.
You was with your friends. I'm just talking shit, but you was with your friends. And it's 4 a.m, which means 8 to 7 hours has elapsed. Where the fuck you at?
What if they getting breakfast?
Sausage links, I bet.
Stop it.
Damn.
Now, while there is a lack of humility,
ironically, there would have to be no communication for me to not know they was getting breakfast, which would lead to my point of saying, where the fuck you at?
Sure, yeah. In a way,
yeah.
I just want to address though that it's not necessarily while there is a lack of humility in saying that there's 1 or 2 ways that the night ends. Like, you're only looking for one thing here. There is a lack of humility there. Like, there are other options. There are other possibilities.
Obviously.
And you say obviously, but you did not express those. There was only 1 or 2 ways to end this night. And I just wanted to be clear that there is, like, the reason that you feel this way is because you decide about
I said
that.
I was probably...
Like, you genuinely decide that.
Cool.
But I also want to say, you're not wrong.
I know that. I'm not lying.
I would say that
it might be flawed.
There's a reason that there's a reason that there's a connection between clubbing and fucking.
There is.
There's a reason for that.
Yes.
Stop lying, man. Because this
It's
is
set
the
up
real,
for
bro.
this. It's set up that way.
Look at what's going on in there.
Yeah, it's set up
Take
that
away
way.
what you came out for. You see something bad in there, and the way she moving, boy, that music in your head, the way she moving, how she looking, boy, you trying to knock that, and that's just what it is.
Some people just go out to just get drunk.
Yes, but this is why I say that, like, while there are other options, it also makes sense what he's saying. Drunk people don't make good decisions.
Right.
Like, best case scenario is you're out there having fun, with your friends, and nothing happens. That's best case scenario.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you don't even have to get to worst case scenario for things to start not looking great.
You really don't, bro. You really don't. And just to be real, in context to this situation and how it pertains to her, because me and her did have that conversation, I don't think she really had the self-control to not put herself in situations that wouldn't end up in that, whether she wanted to or not. Like, we do have to, like, I'm going to say this, bro, just because this is a real thing. Drunk and just sexual energy, and really just a lot of times just people in the way they promote their sexual energy, bro, they'll put you in a situation where you end up fucking off you don't even want to. Mm-hmm. And that's a real thing. So, I mean, when I look at it that way, it's like, no, I'm not wrong. But there's a multitude of ways that the night could go and end. And should end.
I think this is, it definitely ties into the controlling aspect of this conversation, but I also think that there's a lot of, like, underlying, do you want someone to go clubbing without you? Do you want to be in a relationship with somebody that's going to go clubbing without you? And I don't know, like, I don't want to be controlling. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to be the guy that gets jealous because you're out having fun. Right. I don't want to be the guy that gets angry every time you're out having fun and I'm not with you. Right. I don't want to be that guy. But at the same time, I'm not sure it's attractive to me that you want to be out until 5 a.m.
And that's your only concept of what a good time is.
No,
I don't want to. Go ahead.
Like with Savon's situation, I get that. But with yours, you made it very clear you're not together.
Right.
So wouldn't it make sense for her to get all her clubbing out?
But that's the goal.
But that goes back to what he says. Like, to me, it's not very, like, to be honest with you. No, to answer your first question, it's not that I don't want them to go out or clubbing or whatever.
Right, yeah.
I'm not into that. I've been living life since I was 14, bro. I done did a lot of shit. I'm 27. That shit it never really appealed to me when I was young. It don't appeal to me now. That's one part of it. Now, going to what you said, also too, like, if I'm dealing with somebody and they out till 4 a.m, it's like, what else am I to expect that you doing? But why is that also your only idea of what having fun is? Because at the end of the day, it's like you is creating bad habits. If I'm not into that, I'm not a drinker. So you consistently going out, you drinking, you being, like, I ain't gonna say you being alcoholic, but you constantly putting yourself in these bad areas, bad situations, bad environments. Is it wrong for me to not be attracted to that?
No. I think the only place where I don't connect with you is that you feel like you know what the outcome gonna be. Yeah, you have an expectation of the outcome, and I think that's the only thing that I disagree with you on, like, pretty directly. But man, as I say it, like, I'm evaluating what I'm saying, and it sounds like somebody that's having harmless fun with their friends, and I guess I just don't know. I've never dealt with a woman who does that personally. Who goes clubbing with their friends? Like, I've never done that.
Some women, I've seen some relationships where
it's totally fine.
Some men, they are stay-at-home guys like me, right? And they have a woman who might not be a go-out type girl, but she's social. So she might have friends where they go to. They might not be out late getting drinks, but 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the club, they might have been there for a few hours having drinks, and then they might go get something to eat, and then she come home. My ideology behind that is kind of like, all right.
So wait, when did she get home in that instant?
Let's say she got home around like 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah, that's nothing to me.
Nothing to me.
I'm open to that.
And I would be more like apt to it, because my thing is this too. Like, I don't want you to think that you going to get drunk and come home and to fuck me is wrong. Please do. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is too is like, if that's what you want to do, because couples go out together, they go to the event, they go do what they plan to do, they get drunk, they go home and fuck. If that's what you want to do, let's do that. But if you want to go out, don't be out till all type of hours of the night. Respectfully, I think that makes sense.
Do you already know your cutoff time? Like, all right, bitch, you pushing.
To be honest with you, dog, in the relationships I had, and this could have been because I might have been a bit controlling. This could have been just because I was so adamant about it. But the women I've dealt with, they know better than, and not only want to say it like that, but they just not the kind of women to be out. But they know, like, after a certain hour, if I ain't heard from you, you know, when I see you, I'm gonna look at you like you fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. Like, I'm really gonna look at you like you lost your goddamn mind. Because it's like, all right, if you doing your thing, say that. Just let me know what's going on. Because 9 times out of 10, I don't give a shit what you doing. I don't. I just don't.
So the time really don't matter as long as they're checking in.
You want your fiance walking in the house at 6 a.m, dog? Don't tell me nothing about the.
Is it clubbing or going out? Because my girl would go to karaoke and come home when they close 2:30. With my sister.
I'm talking about 6 a.m, gang.
No, I never experienced that. That would be crazy though.
This happened before. I'm not even saying that it's a recent thing, but just women do it. People do it.
I will say, and don't think I'm being obtuse here. Like, I'm not. I genuinely, this is the only thing that I've ever dealt with. This is the only thing that I could imagine dealing with. Mm-hmm. The places that we go, it's with people that we both love. Like, we share our love yous. The only time that I'm going to be out after 10 is because I'm with people that I love, that I share our love yous with. And if my wife didn't come home until 6 o'clock in the morning because she was with somebody that she loves, bro, I'm not only okay with that, I celebrate it.
Now, you made a very valid point. I'm so glad you said that. Let's say she was out
with somebody that she loves. Yeah.
Does it ever cross your mind? Do you feel like one of those people would have been like, "Hey, when you go home?"
Mm-mm.
No, not when you go home. Like, you getting on my nerves or it's time to take you home, but like, "Hey,
Mm-mm.
It's getting kind of late. You want to go home to your man?"
Mm-mm.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And if they did, I would, again, not only accept, but I would celebrate her response being,
"No."
I hope he would understand.
Like
I genuinely, bro, there have been times where I was at my family's house and the only reason I left is because they got to work in the morning and they will only be getting 4 hours of sleep now. Mm. Like, there have been times where I only left because I was no longer welcome. I'm being totally honest. Mm. And when I got home, my wife was like, just had too good of a time, right? And I'm like, yeah, it was just too good.
No, this is my selfishness coming out. I want to sit with my lady.
No, I understand. Yes, I do too. Right. But this ain't about you.
No, I know. So
she has a worse time for you to have more time with her at home.
Yes.
Like, she loses.
I get that.
She don't like you that much, man.
Like,
but not just that, but just the fact that you have her time.
Mm-hmm. She's always going to make time for you.
You have her time more than anyone else has her time other than your daughter. Like, you lay claim to most of her time. So whoever she's giving her time to that ain't you, they probably deserve it today.
So that's an interesting perspective that you just brought up. Just not the ownership of time, but the allocation of time. I guess because you get in so much time with a person, I never thought to look at it from a perspective of like, oh, well, if they're spending time with, well, we are talking about with people they love.
Yeah.
So that's different. So I probably won't even say that then.
But that might be, but
you can love your friends.
Yeah.
You can love your friends.
Facts. And I'm being dead serious when I say this. If Darian didn't live particularly where he lives, I could see myself at Dog Crib until after midnight.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if I just go to chill over there, I could see myself over there until after midnight. And I don't think that that's like to me, it's not just fine, but celebrate it.
No, that's fine.
But that's to me. And if my wife had a friend who would, and not if, but like if my wife went to one of her friends' house and she said, "Oh yeah, me and 4 of my friends are going to this friend's house, and we're going to be there until, I don't know, it's a game night."
Yeah.
Men aren't invited. Max bet, baby. I see you when you get home.
No, I love that.
And that could genuinely be tomorrow morning. And as long as she didn't go to sleep, I'm fine with that. Now, if she went to sleep over there, I would want her to tell me like, "Yo, I'm not gonna make it." Like you might wake up without me here. But if she just stayed up the whole time and just literally did not look at her phone, I'm like, yeah, I do that shit too. Like I get that. You were just having such a good time with the people that you loved. I don't mind that.
I don't like that. I might not make it. Don't send me that text. I'll come get you.
Who the fuck? Yeah, let's get on your ass now because you was on my ass like this.
No, I don't like that. But you can go to sleep there, but can't come home.
But that's kind of how I feel. Is that there needs to be some form of communication, and then at some point, it's like if you are in a committed relationship or you are seeing someone exclusively, y'all live together, whatever the case may be. Yeah, there needs to be some form of communication, and if you ain't coming home, say that.
Yeah, and you know what?
And don't think it's always going to be okay because it may not be okay all the time.
I want to let you know that this is something that I struggle with. When I'm having a good time, especially when I'm in what I consider a protected place. Like I feel like my cousin's house, my dad's house, my mom's house, like I feel like these places are on the list of like
safe zone.
No one's angry about this.
Yeah, safe zone.
When I'm there, when I'm in those places, I have a very nearly impossible time even noticing that time is passing. Like I don't even, yes, it's 3 a.m. I had no idea. And I'm not joking about that. I had no idea. I'm not good at letting you know, like, this conversation is not slowing down. Like I'm not good at that. And so I think that might be fueling the way that I look at it, where I would accept that. But I also feel like I would be super comfortable in sending a text message before I got angry if I was at home. Like I'm comfortable to say that I would be calling if there was a problem. Let's say it's 1 a.m. and you haven't told me whether you like coming home soon or not. I think I would be willing to call if I see that as being a problem.
That's what. I'm firmly on.
Yeah, I'll definitely call, and if you miss my call, I'm upset.
I definitely am upset because here's the thing too. I think it's a lack of consideration to think that your partner or the person you're dealing with wouldn't be a little bit concerned about where you at or what you're doing. Not in a possessive way, not in a controlling way, but in a way that, to some degree, if you're spending enough time with somebody, you are concerned about their well-being, no matter who they with or what's going on.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And the later it gets, we all know this. Like, there is only, a lot of bad shit happens late at night.
Yep.
It's only going to be so much good shit that's going to happen after, you know what I'm saying? So let's check in, let's see what's going on. If you don't respond, it's going to rub somebody the wrong way, because it's like, where's your consideration to like wonder if the person that you're dealing with is even worried about you?
But it's hard to really make it seem like that because they're having fun, so they're not thinking about the problem.
Even if you know what I am trying to figure out too with y'all two niggas, like respect, like what's the real shit? How much fun is fun? Like weird, like I guess not how much fun is fun, but like fun, yes.
I'll give you a perfect example. So normally we record on Mondays, all right?
Yeah.
One Monday, we decided to play the Wii. All right? If my lady was not invited, that would have been an all-day thing.
What, you would have heard about it?
I would not have sent a text to her, none of that.
Oh.
I would have been in trouble. And something so simple, like, this maybe going to take 30 minutes or an hour, like, would have really made me not respond to someone I think about daily. Literally. Just because I was in the moment. You never been somewhere you was just in the moment? Like, shit like that really happens, like.
I'm trying to really think of the last time I was doing something like that.
That was the most recent time I've been in the moment.
Oh, is that what so when you asked how much fun is fun, I don't think I understood. You mean Like, you niggas are having so much fun, you can't send a text message? That's what you're saying?
Not even
My
that.
wife-
Just
my
like
wife
y'all
completely
having so
agrees, by the
much
way.
fun that y'all are like, I guess. You know what? Maybe you are just in a complete state of bliss.
Now look, peep this. I haven't looked at my phone since we started recording.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I'm loving this conversation.
You fully engaged and immersed in it.
Now, mind you, this is my favorite thing to do.
Right.
So if I'm over with somebody who has known me since a lad, and I'm just having this good of a time with them too,
Right.
I could do this for 5 hours and literally not notice it. Like, I could not tell you how long we have been talking right now. And if I did, I would be so wrong because it doesn't feel like as long as the timer says. I could do this for another 3 hours with y'all too. This exact conversation, I could go for another 3 hours and literally not think about, oh, what time is it? Let me look at my phone. Let me text my wife. Let me check in on, because this, I'm so present in this.
Well, I can't say I'm working on being present more, which led to that situation that night with our girl. It was just like I said, I wasn't present. Overall, if I can boil it down to anything and take full accountability, I just wasn't fully present. But I'm working on being present more. I don't really think I have necessarily a problem being present as much as staying in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then really just I can admit I've been there before. Like you said, what you was doing in 24. When I was 24, yeah. And when I'm out till 3, 4, 5 in the morning, drunk as hell coming home, it's because I was having the time of my motherfucking life, talking shit, drunk as hell. But there are times where I do snap in and out of it because I do live in a state of like constantly figuring shit out. Like, as much as I'm here with y'all, like, I also do think, like, there has been times throughout tonight so far, it's like, all right, I'm thinking about what I got to do when I leave, what I got going on tomorrow. And I don't know if it's like, maybe I don't feel comfortable enough to venture, like, to put that shit down for the time being.
Yeah.
Or is it just so prevalent on my mind because I have it, like, attached to other shit that I just don't want to put it down.
Well, it seems like you are specifically affected by not having somebody being communicative with you, and that might cause you to be more communicative in the moment.
That definitely do bother me.
So I think there's a tie or a connection between how you feel about somebody having the time of their life so much that they don't even speak to you or that they don't even go home until a certain time, and how you feel you would behave in the moment. Like, if I'm in the moment and I've been sending text messages all night, lady, you can do the same thing. And I understand having that expectation, but I personally don't enjoy my time the same way. I don't think.
That's
like
fair.
When I'm enjoying my time, the world doesn't exist. Like, this is all that is happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
See, for me, it just depends. So it's not.
Yeah, it does depend too.
Like, I don't choose to not be in the moment. Sometimes I'm in it. Sometimes I'm just not. So that's why I feel like I don't want to put the blame. Like, I don't want to say someone is not concerned. They're just not really thinking about it. That's it. And I don't want to hold them against that. Like, that's not a bad thing. Like, you're just in the moment.
No, that's really good though, because I think it seems like this could be a point of, you could be controlling about this, but you could also just be reasonable, like setting the expectation of, and this is something, and this is why I say that it could go either way. There was a point where my wife would be getting mad at me because I'm chilling with my folks and she wants me home.
Mm-hmm.
And I have heard from people who I was chilling with that being over here until 1 a.m. on a weekday and not at all expressing to your wife that you're not going to be home soon is crazy. But then when I get home, I'm like, baby, you didn't text me. You didn't say nothing. Like, you're just over here letting your blood boil without saying anything. Like, even though I know that you have an expectation of me being home before 1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about it. And it would help me to not upset you if you were to call me and let me know, like, it's really getting to that point where Like, if you don't come home soon, it's going to be pretty impossible for me to not be mad.
And that's such a tough situation because it's forcing you to leave.
Wouldn't you rather me leave?
It's selfish.
I don't think that's selfish, bro. I think that's a part of compromising a relationship, and
Exactly.
I do think too that I was getting ready to like piggyback off that. For me, I can only say this: I think me trusting who I'm fucking with, and really understanding who they are and how they move, eliminates a lot of that problem for me. But the conversation and context around it does a lot. Because like you said, if I can point out to a motherfucker, or just if you about to go out, hey, what time you thinking about coming home tonight? And it's like, oh, well, I didn't really have a time. But now that you say something, what time did you want me home tonight? That opens up a whole new area of dialogue as opposed to just feeling like, oh, well, this person is supposed to be home at a quote-unquote a reasonable hour or whenever I want them to be home without communicating effectively anyway.
Yeah, that's super important. Because as we've spoken about before, having these expectations and not sharing them, it hurts everyone involved. Mm-hmm. And it's your fault.
As much as motherfuckers don't want to admit it, yeah, it do. Yeah, it is.
When you have those expectations and you don't share them, it's your fault. But yeah, I think that's a beautiful way to end this this controlling conversation, because there is almost always a way to control a situation, to have control of a situation and not be controlling.
Yes.
I think there is a way, and it's by, like you said, compromise and by collaboration. When you know what it is that you want out of a situation, out of a particular scenario, and you and your partner can come to an agreement on what this situation looks like in a, best case scenario, I think it's easy to work toward that together. Now both of you have control of what it turns into.
Right. There you go. Because, like I said, control don't go just one way. But to go back to your original question that even got us here, like, I feel like if I'm dealing with a woman and she respect my point of view and my perspective, I'm not saying you have to abide by what I fully think, but that conversation becomes easier. Because it's not like I'm asking you to do something that you don't deem respectful. You know whether or not as a woman, like, you feel like it's necessary to be out till 4 a.m. and you got a man at home. I don't have to tell you that. But if I bring it to your attention, that's for you as an adult to assess that the correct way. And if you feel like you want to do that, then you probably not for me.
No, I actually really like that, because even though I feel justified in chilling with my cousins and chilling with my auntie until 3 o'clock in the morning, knowing that my wife would prefer that I didn't, means that I do have a decision to make even in the moment.
Yes. And it's not that you pulling yourself away and someone's being selfish. It's like, first of all, what is the negative connotation behind actually going home to your person? One. But two, why is it that you're ending something to go do something that wouldn't be as pleasurable for you?
Because they have more time with you.
Yes, that's a big deal.
Okay, so I won't argue that then.
So
yeah, that's a big deal, but like, that's okay. It's still okay. But as Jordan was alluding to, we have the ability to, do what we want still at the end of the day. Like, you still get to do what you want, and you don't necessarily need to be controlled, but it can become a collaborative effort. Like, and I'll keep it on us, because this is a real thing it was active in my relationship. My wife wants me home. She always wants me home though. Like, she only wants to be around me.
Right.
But she also doesn't want to go chill everywhere that I want to go. Her social battery is short in comparison to mine.
Right.
So there would be times where I'm over at my dad's house until tomorrow. Like, whenever I go to my family's house, she knows it's probably best to not expect Savon until literally tomorrow. Like, it's probably going to be 1 a.m. when he comes home. Now, this used to upset her a lot because she has an expectation. She wants me home. And we talked about it before, how I don't want to be home in the face of being with my family. Like, I would love to be there and getting some of that, because I don't do it nearly as much as I do home. I'm home every day. I get to see them once every, I don't know how many months, you know what I mean? So there was a time where we had to sit down and talk about the expectations of each of us. Obviously, we want literally the exact opposite thing.
That's how it works.
Like, I want to be out there until I'm no longer welcome.
Right.
You want me to be home before tomorrow. So what we can do is I leave way quicker, way easier when you text me and let me know I would really like for you to be home within the next hour. I feel that. There are times where I'm like, I can't promise that's the case, but I can promise I'm not going to be out as late as I would have had.
And I will be home.
Had you not sent this text message. Mm-hmm. The same, sometimes she'll compromise, and this is you kind of tripped a little bit about the compromising earlier. Sometimes she doesn't even get mad. Sometimes she's just like, nope, I wasn't worried about it. Like, you came home when you came home, and it didn't bother me at all. And I think that's because we both get to behave on the fact that we know what the other person wants.
Right.
We know what you want. We are well aware what we want. Mm-hmm. We're well aware that the other person knows what we want.
Right.
Let's get as close to what we can get
as possible. Yeah.
So that no one is angry here.
Yeah.
Even though neither one of us is getting exactly what we want.
Right.
If I come home at 12, I had another 3 hours in me, man. Like, I could have done this for another 3 hours.
Your ass out with him.
Like, for real.
Like, shit.
So, but also, if I come home at 12, I should have been home like 2 hours ago. You know?
Because look what I'm coming home to.
So here we are, both getting what we want, but also neither one of us getting exactly what we want. Mm-hmm. And I think that's how the control can be in both people's hands simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. Do control as it relates to situational in relationships.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Because I think a lot of times control pretty clearly one-sided.
Yeah.
Like my woman ain't never wearing that outfit. But we want to hear what y'all have to say about control in relationships. Hit us up at the Overly Opinionated Pod on Instagram, at the OO Pod Boys on Twitter, and the Overly Opinionated Pod at gmail.com.
For the skeezers.
For the geezers out there.
Man, y'all wildin'.
And we want to know all of y'all's feedback. How do y'all feel about Jordan? Flame him if y'all need to.
Be careful, because the oven stay on around this bitch. Fuck around.
How do y'all feel about Darian's lisp? And how annoyed are y'all with me talking so much? We appreciate y'all being here. More to come. This is only going to get better. We promise you that.
Man.
And can't wait to hear what y'all think. We'll see y'all next Wednesday.